Hey Libra, before we get into your timeless reading, I'm really excited to announce that I have a sale on my website. You can get 20% off all of my services using the code Good Tidings. I always like to do these sales around the holidays, especially with the new year around the corner. That way you can really start off 2025 on the right foot, really see what's in store for you and how to best work with the energy. So if you are ready for a deep dive with me, now is an excellent time to do that. You can find the link for my website in the description of this video, and I'm actually offering 30% off astrology chart readings if you use the code NEWYEAR25. You can again find all of that information in the description of this video, as well as on my website and in the comments section down below. While I was connecting with your energy, Libra, I actually almost felt like I was falling asleep. I kept having these almost like dreams of different people talking, and weirdly enough, I kept hearing the name Tim. And I almost didn't mention this in this reading, but I was kind of sitting here like, well, what does that name actually mean? And obviously Tim is the shortened version of Timothy, which means one who honors God. And if you actually just shorten it to Tim, potentially that could even just mean honor, kind of coming from the Greek Timotheus, I believe is how that is pronounced. So maybe there's something about honoring God or honoring the divine. And I really just felt like there was this beautiful energy that really started from my heart and was kind of moving upwards for me, up to my throat, to my third eye, and up to my crown. And it was literally like a flower that was just blossoming and unfolding. So I really do feel like, for those of you who I'm connecting with right now, I'm getting the sense that you are very spiritual. Maybe you are readers or healers yourself, or at least exploring what that might mean for you right now. And the animal cards that I pulled really do seem to indicate that there's a strong spiritual connection, at least right now. We actually got the unicorn that came out for you first. And this is the third eye. This is about seeing into visions, and maybe even kind of like the experience I was having at the beginning. It was almost like I was looking into somebody else's life. None of the people were people I knew or recognized. And so you might be having dreams or visions of other people. You might just be very spiritually connected in a way that's kind of confusing. But it feels like there is something that is really activating for you. And with the unicorn, it really is kind of piercing through the veil, seeing the truth, seeing things in a different way, and really kind of almost opening up to the mystical or to the fantasy with this beautiful image here. So I really do get the sense, yes, there is something that is happening for you spiritually, and you are quite strong. We also got the crow. Again, very strong connotations to the third eye. So I feel like right now, your intuition is very strong, and it's about sustaining or reconnecting with your intuition and your spiritual connections. And it's almost like you are meant to be of service. And when I see the unicorn, sometimes I kind of think of how the unicorn is supposed to appear before a pure maiden or a pure person. And it's almost like you are being chosen right now, Libra, to step in some sort of role or to do some sort of spiritual or healing work. Especially with the crow here, because there is a flock. Maybe a flock of other misfits or people who have been rejected, because sometimes crows do face that. But they're also very intelligent. They're very vocal as well. I do feel like there are messages that you're supposed to be sharing. I really get like some of you could be even developing mediumship, connecting with spirit or connecting with people who have crossed over, or just connecting with spirits in general. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a really, really out there reading. I hope I haven't lost you already, but I'm just trusting that these are the messages that are meant to come through at this time, and your intuition is also guiding you. So I'm curious to see what is actually coming in through the tarot. Maybe we can get a little more practical here, what is actually going on in your day-to-day life. And as I'm shuffling the cards here for you, Libra, I do just want to give my friendly reminder that these are general readings, meaning not all the messages that come forward are going to necessarily be meant for you. Perhaps they are meant for somebody else you are connecting with, regardless of zodiac placements, so feel free to share if this feels like messages for someone else in your life. And if this video just does not resonate with you at all, it's totally fine. It probably just wasn't meant for you at this time, but you're more than welcome to check out the other readings on my channel, maybe for your moon, rising, or sun sign. And again, all of my information is in the description box of this video, including my website, as well as all the decks that I use. So if you have any questions, there might be some answers for you there. What are the messages that we have for Libra? Interesting. So we do have the 10 of Wands that came out first, and this is past energy. And honestly, it feels like you've been through a lot. There's been a lot of challenges to overcome. Maybe you've been carrying a lot of burdens, and it kind of just reached a point where something had to be let go, or something had to be delegated. I feel like there was maybe a burnout here. And if I'm not mistaken, the last reading I did for you was also, it felt like it was pretty heavy, but like you were moving forward, you were leaving something behind. So perhaps this is a continuation from that last group. Maybe you have had to kind of simplify your life, and that's what you've been doing, or at least that's what you are being called to do, especially if you are feeling overwhelmed. And I think with your psychic and spiritual sensitivity increasing, it might really also be important that you kind of quiet in your life. You find some stillness here. And it does feel like there's a big change that's either around the corner or starting to take place already with the Wheel of Fortune. I think you know what is coming. And I think you know that you weren't able to start this new beginning because things were too heavy as they were. It was too much effort. I almost get the sense, Libra, that you've kind of reached this point of like, I actually feel like you've been persevering for some time and enduring for some time. And you've kind of reached a critical mass. And now you're moving into a direction of ease. What feels more natural? What brings me relief? Especially if things like joy or purpose feel out of reach, sometimes we just need to go in the direction of what feels a little bit better, because otherwise it can be like jumping the Grand Canyon. It's too much of a leap. It's too much for us to even imagine what could possibly feel good, especially if you are burnt out. But I feel like there is a very important shift here, and it feels like something has, it's almost like you're going through purification. And this card is actually sticking out to me. Yeah, we have the Hermit. And interesting that we go from the 10th Arcana to the 9th. So there is like going back to something or returning to something, and it feels like it's quite literally you going back to yourself, reflecting on something. And I mean, the Hermit is not surprising with the cards that are coming out here, with the Unicorn in particular. I really feel like right now, it's about reconnecting with your inner light and connecting with people who help you see that. Some of you might even be going on a trip or taking space right now for yourself. I'm almost getting like a literal image here with this hermit in the woods. Because I feel like spiritually, your guides, your ancestors, whoever it is that you work with, or whoever works with you, is really trying to communicate with you. And it's almost like they have been cut off from you for some time, which is interesting. And it feels like there is a new beginning, but it's almost like the calm before the storm. I feel like things are going to be changing very quickly once you get out of this hermit energy. But let's see what else we have for you. What other messages do we have for Libra? Yeah, we do have the Two of Swords. There is this pausing that is going on right now. Maybe some of you are resisting the change that you need to make. Some of you are still holding on because you've put so much energy and time into something, and it's like, well, maybe I can make this work. Maybe I can still stay in this job or this relationship. But it's almost like you need to quiet your own mind. Like you need to listen to yourself, Libra, is actually what I'm getting here. Especially if you don't feel like people are hearing you with that crow. Are you even listening to yourself and to your voice and to your truth? And I don't know if you heard that, but my phone just buzzed very loudly as I said that. So it does feel like there is a message or something coming in, some sort of clarity here. Where is all of this going for Libra? I'm going to kind of pull for specific areas of your life in just a moment. Wow, Queen of Cups. Again, this is all about your intuition. Libra, I feel like you already know what you need to put away in your life, or what you need to walk away from, or what's just too much of a burden and too heavy for you. And it really is just a matter of trusting it, because I do feel like you will be lucky, you will be fortunate here. It's almost like you're doubting yourself. You're doubting the path that you're on. And it's that second guessing that's actually a challenge for you. And I almost want to even say that's like causing you distress or suffering. I really do feel like you're taking some time out for yourself. And honestly, with the astrology right now, at the time of this recording, it sort of makes sense. We do have Mars going retrograde tomorrow. We also have Mercury that's already retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. It's in Sagittarius, I think now, right? Either way, there's a lot of this retrograde energy, which is often a time of introspection and kind of reviewing things, and even reviewing what you have done, your past actions, the way you have gone about things. It's also a really good time to undo some things in your life. If you feel like you made the wrong decision, if you've gone down the wrong paths, there is almost something with Mars retrograde where it's like, it's a do-over. I'm getting that for some reason for you. Especially when it comes to maybe groups you were connected to, or to your hopes and ideals and wishes, especially as it pertains to your career, because Mars is currently retrograde in Aquarius, where is Mars retrograde? It's retrograde in Leo, and it's going back into Cancer. Took me a minute there. Clearly Mercury retrograde is frying my own brain here too. But with Mars going retrograde in Leo, that's your 11th house of connections, and then going into Cancer, your 10th house of career and public image, it really is like rethinking your role in the world at large. And Queen of Cups actually does represent Cancer energy too. So I do feel like you are going to be showing up in the world in a different way. And it's almost like the people around you just aren't going to get it. And it's not about convincing them of anything. You just kind of have to trust your own voice right now. Because I'm getting like some chatter. And maybe that's why you need the Hermit and the Two of Swords. Yeah, what's going on? What else is happening for Libra? What's going on? I mean, I feel like it's all kind of come through already, but what's going on in career and finances for Libra right now? We do have the Page of Swords with the Five of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. So some of you are reaching out for help or assistance. Maybe you're learning about ways to help yourself, or different systems of support, different ways of doing things. I get that, especially with the Page of Swords, which is often about communication, but also learning and learning as you go. The Five of Pentacles sometimes does indicate periods of hardship, so maybe money has felt tight or things have felt a little unstable, but it can also be about finding help and accessing resources. There's even this kind of offering that is being made here. So I do feel like there are actually ways to improve your financial situation or your work situation, it's really about tapping into other resources right now. That is something that I feel like is really important, and that could especially be helpful and give you a chance to kind of introspect more, or really come back to your soul, because that feels really important. Anything else for Libra here? Any other messages about this? We do have the Devil. Yeah, I feel like some of you have felt stuck in a situation or stuck in something bureaucratic. I almost got Justice energy with this card too, which is actually one of your indicator cards, Libra. But the Devil is represented as Saturn, or a Capricorn energy. And again, time of this recording, we are in Capricorn season. And regardless of when you're watching it, maybe these energies are just coming up relevant in your life at this time. Or perhaps you're looking back on December of 2024, which is when I recorded this, and there's some sort of themes that are relevant to this reading or to your life now. But it does feel like there's almost a shadow or shame about asking for help, which is interesting. I even want to say pride. Letting your pride get in the way of getting help and getting support. And I do feel like that is tied to something material in your life, but that could also be in relationships too. Why is the Devil here? Wow, death. Yep, there is definitely some toxic things that you are letting go of. And it feels like you are overcoming this feeling of being stuck or trapped. Honestly, sometimes death is a great card, because it means whatever is going on is coming to an end. And to see death with the Devil here, there's this sense of relief and being freed from something. But I do feel like it requires you getting support from others and reaching out to others. And the King of Wands. I mean, often this is a card of someone who does go into business for themselves, or who is very independent, doesn't care what other people think, and is just very authentically themselves. Why is the King of Wands here? I'm getting that Leo energy again. It almost feels like connected to pride, actually. Why is the King of Wands here? Wow. King of Wands with Judgment. Yeah, there's some really big personalities that are coming out right now, and it feels like you have to answer a calling and rise above it, rise to the calling. I feel like your intuition is taking you in a bit of an unexpected direction, because I do feel like a lot of you have a strong spiritual connection, but I almost wonder if there's something with like activism. Honestly, looking at both of these cards, some sort of social justice that is very important to you, or some issues that are really important to you that you are taking a stand for. I understand what this is. With Devil and Death, you are finally making a stand. I can no longer be a part of this. Wow. You're really using your voice in a powerful way, and I actually think that is bringing in support, even if it also brings opposition towards you. And I feel like whoever this Devil is, or whatever it represents to you, it's almost like someone is going to be answering to what they have done in the past, either to you or to people like you. I feel like you are very done with something, and it almost feels like it's a moral issue for you, or an ethical issue for you. And I feel like if you have been, maybe you were laid off unfairly, or there was some sort of unfair situation, I do feel like that could be getting resolved. I kept wanting to say something about like human resources, HR, as well, with that Five of Pentacles. So it very well could be that you're finally getting access to resources, especially if someone's been fighting you or pushing back on it. It's like you're overcoming that. I really do feel like there's a victory here. Yeah, Five of Wands. Someone's pissed at you, or there's multiple people pissed at you, Libra. And it feels like this is kind of a work situation, honestly. But regardless of who these people are to you, it's not really a big deal. And again, I heard like chatter around you, but it was just noise. And it feels like you're putting an end to this noise, or to these distractions, to these things that have been really heavy and almost blocking you from your own soul. Whoa, okay. That was a lot. I'm going to take these back, and we will try that again. What are the messages for Libra about relationships and love? Any guidance there? We do have the Three of Swords. So some of you have been healing or going through a painful period in relationships. Perhaps there's been breakups or separations. But the Three of Swords, especially in this case, really is about putting your heart back together. And sometimes that just takes time. Yeah, it kind of feels like... this really does feel like an extension of the reading that I did for you last time. I don't even really remember what exactly it was about, but something was finally coming to an end, but it still feels like there's healing that's happening. And at the end of this video, I do have the playlists kind of at the end screen. You can check the Libra readings, and you should be able to find it. What is going on in love and relationships for Libra? King of Cups. Some of you could be missing a water sign, especially Scorpio, could also be Cancer or Pisces. But honestly, what I really get with this is like, you're being present with your own emotions. And it's almost like loving yourself in the way that other people couldn't love you or didn't love you. And giving yourself that love, giving yourself the attention or the affection or care that you've tried to give to others who just didn't take it, didn't want it, didn't appreciate it. I do feel like there's some really deep heart healing that's going on. And the Hanged One. Pisces energy here. If you are trying to let go of someone or let go of a situation, it's almost like the more you're trying to force it, the harder it is. And with the King of Cups, it's almost like letting yourself just feel what you're feeling. And that doesn't mean that you're trying to change the outcome of a situation or trying to change another person. You can't choose healing for other people. It does feel like your heart needs more time with something. And even if you are in a relationship that is healthy or happy, it feels like there's still something really important that's coming up in your heart. Maybe something you thought you healed from. And it's almost just being present and allowing whatever big emotions that need to come up. I don't think there's a rushing through this healing. Definitely some big, intense energies here. Seven of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles. I don't know why I'm getting this. It's almost like still dreaming of the life you could have had with someone. Or the stability you could have had. But that's not actually stability. There's something here that is aligned for you. There is a way forward. And it's almost like there's someone from the past, Libra, who wasn't who you had hoped they were to you. And that's really hard to let go of. Sometimes when I see the King of Cups, I really do think of it as like almost like the perfect partner, like someone who is emotionally supportive and present, who is very composed, kind of like that Fred Rogers energy. Like, it's okay to feel sad sometimes. But I don't think that this person was that, actually. I think you were more of that role to this person, and now you're giving it to yourself. Any other messages for Libra? Anything else for Libra? We do have the Three of Pentacles. So again, collaboration, working on something. Working on something collaboratively, reaching out to others for resources and support. That does feel significant and important. I think I want to pull a color healing card for you. And I'm going to try and do this quickly because we're getting pretty close to the time here. Always cutting it close. I'm just going to read this color healing card straight from the book, but you are welcome to use this color in whatever way your intuition feels called to do so, or whatever ways your intuition feels called to work with. What is the healing frequency for Libra? Building your confidence with cyan. Definitely very strong messages of like listening to your truth and also speaking and standing up for yourself and the things that are important. Again, that feels significant. And having the confidence to do that. Cyan strengthens your confidence and belief in yourself, balancing the systems of your body and giving you clarity in times when you need to make choices. It also helps release stress to attain peace and relaxation, and can be very helpful in fine-tuning your communication abilities. Build your confidence with the help of a cyan circle. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in. As you breathe out, allow yourself to completely let go of all the stress and tension in your body. Take in another slow, deep breath and visualize a cyan color filling your whole body. Then, as you breathe out, relax. Imagine a big cyan circle in front of you, focusing on the different qualities that make a person feel confident. They might be things like knowing what you are doing, feeling good about yourself, feeling happy, getting what you want, and so on. Place all these qualities into the cyan circle and then visualize stepping into the circle yourself. Breathe in all of these qualities, allowing yourself to become more confident and empowered. From now on, every time you need an extra boost, clap your hands together and breathe in the confidence of the cyan circle. So really interesting. This actually does kind of remind me of this King of Wands energy too. I feel like there are people, especially with the Devil and even the Seven of Cups, who kind of gaslit you, or you internalize something and you didn't feel worthy of support or worthy of the things that you needed. But now with the cyan color, it's like finding the confidence to really speak what you need and to speak it confidently. And even know what your gifts are, because I do feel like you have gifts that you're supposed to be tapping into. Anyways, Libra, those are all the messages that I have for you at this time. I do hope that this reading was helpful for you. I hope it wasn't too heavy. Definitely give me that unicorn emoji if you've made it all the way to the end here. Really tap into this sort of spiritual awakening, seeing and knowing your truth, especially with Siam. That also feels important because it's not just about knowing or feeling, it's about expressing it. So even expressing it in the comment section down below could be very, very powerful for you at this time because your intuition is strong. You do know things, even if people who weren't who you thought they would be or who you hoped they would be, your intuition is serving you now. So I do hope that this was helpful. Definitely be sure to hit like and subscribe if it was. You can find all of my links in the description box of this video for personal readings and distance Reiki sessions. Again, I do have a sale on my website, so now is a great time to book with me. I'm sending lots of love and beautiful energy your way, sending those cyan rays out to you as well, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Libra.